She is a leading ornithologist, studying hornbills, peacocks, and cassowaries. But her work is clouded by controversy.
It looks to me like it is just people making little shapes with their fingers.
Now, she is pursuing a legend.
Cassowaries in Antarctica. I know it sounds crazy. We're talking about a tropical bird in the middle of a cold, icy world.
Join us now for a trip to the bottom of the world on the hunt for the Antarctic cassowary. Right now, on Nebula. Support for Nebula is provided by Switchamajig, helping people with motor impairments control their world. Welcome to the rainforests of Australia. Here you can find some remarkable animals, as well as some dangerous ones. One of the most remarkable, and the most dangerous, is the cassowary. The cassowary has a bony casque, a wattle, and a passion for fallen fruit.
Did you bring me any fallen fruit? You know, I sing a song about fallen fruit. It goes, fallen fruit is so scrumptious, eat it up, yum, yum, yum. And there's a second verse too. Fallen fruit is so scrumptious, eat it up, yum, yum, yum. And a third verse. Fallen fruit is
The song
so
will continue as
scrumptious.
long as you'll listen. Few have the patience to sit through more than 5 verses, but Professor Julia has listened to thousands and has studied them intently.
To the human ear, each verse sounds exactly the same, but if you analyze them carefully, you'll find small differences that make them all unique, if you're a cassowary. They also have other vocalizations and behaviors that are difficult to capture on camera. For example, they have a special dance about their wattle.
Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your waddle. Shake your waddle. Do a little dance. Eat some fallen fruit. Get down tonight. Get down tonight. Cask bump!
There are also some fascinating legends about cassowaries. Legends just on the edge of science.
There was once a legend of cassowaries living in Peru, but when we investigated, they were just llamas, dressed up as cassowaries.
The tranquilizer dart's just wearing off. But look, under the feathers. There's fur. It's just a mask.
Como se llama?
We also heard about a cassowary who didn't like fallen fruit. At first, we thought it was just another animal wearing a mask, like a hornbill. But instead, we found out about a new kind of disease.
No.
Julia called it cassowary mooing disease. The birds stop eating fallen fruit and instead prefer grass. They sit around and chew their cuds and show no interest in fallen fruit.
The disease is quite serious. Cassowaries can end up malnourished and can become quite vulnerable to cow tippers. Cassowary mooing disease is real, it is treatable, and it has wiped out populations of cassowaries around Ayers Rock.
Now Julia is looking into the biggest cassowary mystery of all.
Cassowaries living in Antarctica. I mean, we're talking about a tropical bird in the coldest place on Earth. There are some signs that show this is not completely crazy.
Antarctica is a desolate place with little life. No one there has ever reported a cassowary sighting. But these 3 seeds, found on the East Antarctic ice sheet by a Yeti search team, suggest that cassowaries might just live at the bottom of the world.
With this incredible falling seed microscope, it can detect whether seeds have fallen or not. And we've tested the apple seed and cherry pit, and it looks like they both fell. So maybe a cassowary ate the fruit and discarded these seeds. Also, Antarctica and Australia were a lot closer about 65 million years ago.
But some people are skeptical about the Antarctic cassowary and other aspects of Julia's research.
I do not even think this is worth discussing.
Schmedley Fancy Schmancy Pants is one of the nation's
I prefer to be called Professor Fancy Schmancy Pants.
leading ornithologists.
The reason they call me Professor Fancy Schmancy Pants is because of my pants. My pants are very fancy. And my pants are very schmancy. That is why I am Professor Fancy Schmancy Pants.
Right. He's been resisting Julia's efforts to get lab space at the Antarctic Research Center.
Now, I do not really even know if what this lady is doing is ornithology. It looks to me like it is just people making little shapes with their fingers. I don't know what those shapes are, and then they say moo and things, and they call it science, but it is not science. It is not ornithology.
We regret to inform you that we have no space for you at the ARC this year.
Now, cassowaries are flightless birds. Flightless birds like chickens. Chickens are also flightless birds. See, you have chicken. Chickens are flightless. You watch them. Does not fly.
This establishment isn't going to stop me. I'm going to go to Antarctica alone if I have to.
Julia will travel to Icewater Cove on a remote part of the East Antarctic coastline. A team of explorers is searching for the elusive Yeti nearby. It is a difficult hike to the campsite, and setting up a tent in the Antarctic wild is hard work. The camera crew thought about helping, but didn't want their coffee to get cold. An Antarctic wild dog takes a brief interest in the campsite. These dogs have been known to eat entire expeditions. Fortunately, this one moves on. Julia has barely set up camp when she discovers something nobody was expecting.
Look! Over there on that rock is a snow leopard. She has a cub. It appears she's stalking one of the penguins.
Snow leopards are normally found in Asia. This is the first footage of one in Antarctica. It is a major breakthrough in the study of these remarkable animals, but bad news for the penguins. The cub has its meal, but the penguin's end is a reminder of just how harsh this continent can be.
It's hard to watch predatory behavior sometimes, especially when it involves penguins. Some of my favorite animals.
And it's a reminder of how precarious her own life can be this far out in the field. Her only lifeline is an unreliable radio connection to the Yeti search team.
Yeti Team South, do you read? Do you read?
The next morning, Julia sets out to search for the bird that brought her here. The search is difficult in such harsh conditions with limited equipment, but Julia's spirit carries her through.
I thought I heard the Fallen Fruit song once, but it was just the wind. It was a good start, though. I'm confident.
That confidence is tested, though. The long, cold days turn to short, cold days as the summer wears away. Her equipment starts to wear out, unable to endure the conditions. The radio link becomes ever more unreliable, and her neighbors are having no more luck than she is.
Could you repeat that, Yeti Team South? It sounded like you said toenails make tasty soup.
As the Yeti team prepares to pull out, Julia contemplates leaving without any evidence of Antarctic cassowaries.
2 more days till we leave. Although we did see a snow leopard, it's been a long, harsh time since then. Today's my birthday, and I'm celebrating it alone.
But that night, Julia is awakened by a desperate radio call.
This is Yeti Search Team Blue. We had to turn back in the face of some loud booms and hard kicks. We saw some waddles, but it was pretty chaotic.
Ignoring the danger, she rushes out into the Antarctic night.
The Yeti team got kicked. Classic cassowary behavior. They also heard some booms. Again, classic cassowary behavior. I hope I find them. Look, they're just over that ridge. A large flock. Unusual for cassowaries. Maybe they huddled together for warmth.
And cresting the ridge, she comes face to face with the animal that only she believed existed.
Cask freeze! Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake the snow off. Shake the snow off. Frozen fruit is so scrumptious. Eat it up. Yum, yum, yum. Frozen fruit is so scrumptious. Eat it up. Yum, yum, yum.
Amazing! They've adapted the fallen fruit song to be the frozen fruit song.
The two cassowaries are similar, but easily distinguishable as different species. The Antarctic cassowaries have smaller wattles and a heavier coating of feathers. Triumphant, Julia breaks camp and returns to the university to write up her findings.
There's so much we don't know. Are these cassowaries subject to moving disease? How do they find frozen fruit with no fruit trees for thousands and thousands of miles? Hopefully next year I can go back with a full team to find out.
Until then, these are the only images we have of the Antarctic cassowary.